What's up, guys? Welcome to Double Angel Baseball Park here in Parker, Colorado, home site of Gameday Baseball. Today we're going to be talking about outfield play. We're going to be talking about outfield depths. Where do we position ourselves on the field? We're also going to be talking about situational awareness. Where are we backing up? Where are we going to go make a play? We'll also talk about pre-pitch movements before that pitcher delivers that ball to that hitter. We'll also talk about as soon as that ball is put into play. We'll also talk about the situational demands, talking about getting ourselves in a good position, but also talking about backing up infielders. So we also want to talk about our pre-pitch movements. What type of movements we're making prior to the pitch being thrown to the hitter. When we talk about our movements, we want to be relaxed. We want to be in a state of mind where we're ready to make the play. When we think about that pre-pitch movement, we also want to put ourselves in a good position to keep ourselves at bay. As soon as we start to see the pitcher get in his windup, we're going to start to get our little creep, and as soon as that pitch is about to enter the strike zone, we want to land in that prep step. This is a great way to understand whether or not you have a strength or a weakness. For instance, I might have a strength where I go back better on my glove side than I do going back on my right side. So I might position myself a little bit more so that I can cheat, but I can really feel the explosiveness of going back to my glove side. So pre-pitch movements, prior to the pitch, get yourself on time for that contact. Now the first thing that is really important, as soon as you landed that prep step, make sure that you're on time with that ball entering the strike zone or the hitting zone. Now it's going to come down to that first step. So when I come down and I land into that pre-pitch prep step, I want to make sure that I have a good step with my first step. So there's going to be times where I'll take a left jab to the ball, a right jab to the ball. There might be a time where I do a stutter step, left, right. There might be a crossover. It's going to depend on what type of ball is put into play. Now when we also talk about getting ourselves into that good position, we got to also read the club head of the bat. Where is that club head of the bat going to dictate where that ball will go? We also have to think about playing counts. If the 0-2 count, there's probably a high percentage that that player is not going to be making a high level of contact with that. So we should expect that ball to be in front. Also, it goes back to hitters counts. If it's a 2-0 count, or the best count as a hitter, the 2-1 count, that ball has a chance to be laced up or rocketed out into the outfield. So we need to expect that. Now that the ball has been put into play, we got to talk about the proper angle that we want to take towards that baseball. It always starts off with that first step. So make sure that you guys work on your first step and get those down just like it would be to your name. As soon as that first step gets down, then that proper angle is going to be the proper way to go attack that ball or keep that ball in front of us. Now when we keep the ball in front of us, we have to understand that the hitter, as soon as he hits that ball in the gap, he's thinking in twos. He's thinking about putting pressure on us. So we have to gather and poise ourselves to keep that ball in front, exchange, get to that exchange, and then make that proper throw. The angles are extremely important. Whether it's a high fly ball, whether it's a line drive, whether it's a ground ball that squeaks through the infielders. We got to really maintain continuing on that path and really focus on trying to get that ball back into that infielder and really hit that cutoff man. So we're going to be talking about our depths. When we talk about our depths, we want to talk about our normal depth. Where are we going to be when there's nobody on, nobody out? We've got the leadoff runner coming on. Where do we want to be? There might be a situation in the game where we play a deeper depth. We're deeper in the outfield. There might also be a situation in the game where we play in depth. One thing that we do here at Gameday Baseball is we use verbals. So for a normal depth, we will come up with anything that starts with the letter N, Nevada, Nebraska, whatever it may be. As far as our deeper depth, here in Colorado we have a great Denver, so Denver might be that verbal. As far as in depth, we might have Indiana, we might have Iowa. Make sure that whenever you talk about your depths with your outfielders, you have a same page type approach. That way you're not having to point out, hey, go here, go there, go over here, and you can have that understanding. When we get to a situation and we have no doubles, that means we don't want to have a double occur. We also, as an outfielder, we want to keep that double play in order. So making sure that our depths are going to dictate the situation, make sure you put yourself in a good spot to make that play. Got it, got it, got it, got it. Now, when we're in the outfield, we've got to have chain of command. So outfield priority. In center field, we have priority over our left fielder, and we have priority over our right fielder. In left field, you have priority over the third baseman and the shortstop. When we're in right field, we have priority over our second baseman and our first baseman. Outfield priority is extremely important. That chain of command is essential to the success of our defense. Making sure as a center fielder, I have priority over my left fielder and have priority over my right fielder. As a center fielder, I also have priority over all infielders. Making sure that chain of command is essential to all that success. Also understand the lingo at which you use that communication. As an outfielder at game day, we choose to tell our outfielders to call for the ball, got it, got it, got it, by reinforcing that 3 times. For our infielders, there's going to be that distinguished in the sense of our lingo. For the infielder, they're going to be going ball, ball, ball. Always 3 times to make sure it's nice and loud for everyone at the ballpark to hear. When teaching outfield play, you must maintain that your outfielders are in a good depth. They're positioning themselves based off of what is going on in the game. We also want to talk about our pre-pitch movements prior to that pitch being delivered to that hitter. As soon as that ball is put into play, what type of angles and what type of first step we're going to have. Make sure that you're always on time with that prep step. That's going to give you the best first step to always keep that ball in front. We always want to talk about trying to keep that double play in order, which will allow us to maintain more outs throughout a ball game. We also want to have a good chain of command when it comes to outfield priority. The communication, whether it's ball, 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 or got it, got it, got it, we are on the same page from infielder to outfielder. We also want to talk about playing certain counts, whether it's an 0-2 count, there's a possibility of a higher play being hit in. If it's a hitter's count, 2-1, 3-1, that ball's going to have a chance of being hit harder. Make sure that you have a good chain of command and always understand when you put yourself in a good spot, you have a better chance of making the play.